and Ben Rhodes is in the 20th spot.
Raja Caruth again 21st, 22nd Christian Eckes, Spencer Boyd 23rd, 24th Jake Garcia, Blake Lothian 25th, Mason Massey 26th, Tyler Tomasi 27th, Patrick Emmerling 28th, Tanner Gray is going to be 29th, and rounding out our top 30, it's going to be Derek White as they get set to get into the Echo Park Automotive restart zone as our Toyota Supra pace car ducks onto the pit lane. 57 laps to go to decide this race today.
Here comes Heim, Chandler Smith down in the bottom. Heim getting a good push there from the 44 of Andre Perez. They race into turn one.
Heim has been so strong on restarts all day long, and that advantage is going to give him the race lead as he wraps it around turns 1 and 2. In fact, Perez might have missed the entrance of turn 1. He'll get drop kicked from 3rd to 5th, but it is Heim and Smith, your leaders into turn 3.
Gio Ruggiero did the shimmy down the middle of Lane Riggs and Andres Perez. He jumps into 3rd. Perez is way out of shape. Riggs gets by. Also Corey LaJoy, Caden Honeycutt driving hard now to the inside of Andres Perez. He might have a problem as he works his way to turn 1.
Yeah, there's something wrong with that truck, or maybe he got so high that he dirtied up those tires, but Andres Perez, who again has run up front. In fact, I see a little smoke coming out of the back of that truck, so maybe a fender rub. He has fallen outside of the top 5.
And it is some tight racing back there from 8th, 9th, and 10th. Back there with Majeski and Curry and that group, they try to sort it all out. Meanwhile, up front, Heim has total control. About 3 truck lengths separate 1st to 2nd.
Yep, it's Chandler Smith who runs in that 2nd position. Of course, a win would move him into the next round. He'll stare at the back of that Safe Light Toyota through turns 1 and 2. Giovanni Ruggiero running right there in 3rd. 3-car, 3-truck breakaway at the front down the backstretch.
Raja Caruth jumped from 21st up to 17th. He's trying to use those tires right now, Ross, to get as much ground as he can.
That's right. Big issues for Andres Perez. Contact with Lane Riggs as Lane went by on that first lap of the restart. He's really slow all the way to the back of the pack now. Looks like he'll be coming to pit road this time.
Let's pick up Raja Caruth. He's coming down the straightaway, crosses the stripe. He's trying to track down Matt Crafton. That's for 15th.
And as you guys pointed out, the point situation, he has to get aggressive. In fact, almost made contact with Matt Crafton at the apex of turns 1 and 2. That HendrickCars.com truck settles in line as he watches a couple cars go side by side into 3.
Yeah, Brett Cruz making some moves right in front of Crafton there as they work along, trying to see what Raja can pick up. Can't really get anything done in the middle of 3 and 4 this time. Will race right up and try to hang on to the bumper, but he's being challenged by Eckes on the bottom.
Yeah, Christian Eckes has a good challenge on the inside as they notice the tail into turn number 1. Eckes right behind Crafton, Caruth right behind Cruz. Boy, Eckes goes all the way below the apron, very tied up off of turn number 2.
A heartbreaker for Andres Perez. He has to pit. That is going to cost him at least 1 lap. Here's Heim coming down to the stripe. 52 laps to go in this race. Watching a great battle. Matt Crafton is back there. He's trying to hold off Brent Cruz, Raja Caruth. Also Christian Eckes and Jake Garcia has joined the battle as well.
And again, these are incredibly tense moments for Raja Caruth, who is so close to being knocked out of the playoffs. He gets around Matt Crafton, now sets his sights on Brett Cruz, right on the rear deck lid of that car as they head to turn 3.
Raja Cruz is going to need to be careful and not push his issue too fast, too far here. Got a lot of racing left to be done. Eckes now challenges Crafton, bottom of the racetrack. He'll try to make that move. They get side by side as they work their way all 4.
Yep, they're side by side down the front straightaway. Matt Crafton to the outside, Christian Eckes to the bottom. Eckes drives it in very, very deep. He'll try to throw the slide job at Matt Crafton, pulls it off, makes that pass work as they race up off of turn number 2.
So Raja Caruth, since the restart has moved from 21st up to 14th, currently has a 6-point lead now in that battle with Chandler Smith for the final spot in this Craftsman Truck Series cutoff race to make their way into round number 2. But Corey Heim is your leader with 50 laps to go here at New Hampshire.
NASCAR fans, get ready to feel the rush. The official NASCAR Tracks app is your ultimate race day companion. From managing your event tickets to navigating with wayfinding maps, event schedules, and facility info, it's got everything you need to make your experience unforgettable.
Ready, green flag, green
Bring
flag.
your headphones and dive into the action like never before with live scanner access.
Got a race to win, my man.
Listen in on driver and team communications at select NASCAR Tracks. Download NASCAR Tracks now on the Apple App Store or Google Play.
Hi,
this is Mike Bagley. Join me along with the cast and crew of the Motor Racing Network every Tuesday night for NASCAR Live. Hear exclusive interviews.
I do think that if you're always are scared to make the big moves, you're just always going to be following the person that did.
The best moments from each of NASCAR's premier series.
Reddick slides up the racetrack. Briscoe gets away off turn 4.
And in-depth breakdowns of the latest NASCAR news and more. It's NASCAR Live every Tuesday night at 7 Eastern.
Caution is out here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway for an incident in turn 1. Nick Yeoman.
It's Tyler Tomasi who backed it in pretty hard at the exit of turn number 1. He was running at the rear of the field with Spencer Boyd. Those two made contact. Tomasi was on the outside. He got the worst of it. One car incident. Tomasi looks like he's going to be able to limp away, but there is some very heavy damage to the back of that number 33 truck, guys.
127 laps complete from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. This is the NASCAR Racing Network, home of the tough trucks of NASCAR.
You're not going to want to miss tonight's county fair. I'm going to be...
We are your window to your community.
Did you see the last 5 minutes of that football game last night?
Oh, man, I saw the whole thing.
And a lifeline to keep you safe when danger is near.
Everybody who is listening needs to take cover as soon as they can. This is one of the biggest storms.
We are live and local. We are America's broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress you depend on your local radio stations.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to STOP.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Jeff Gordon wins the Daytona 500.
Jeff Gordon's rise to one of NASCAR's all-time greatest drivers was one like no other. Relive Jeff Gordon's journey to the NASCAR Hall of Fame with the exclusive MRN podcast, Jeff Gordon, A Colorful Career. 93 Cup Series wins, 4 Cup Series championships, and 3 Daytona 500 wins. A career rivaled by few others. Check out MRN's Jeff Gordon, A Colorful Career on podcast platforms and MRN.com.
We've got 46 laps to go here at New Hampshire. We're under yellow for the 7th time in the Team ejp-175, the round 1 cutoff race for the Craftsman Truck Series. Pit road is open. Most of these teams have a set of tires laying there, and most of them have just gone by the decision cone, if you will. Now we see Matt Crafton. He jumps on maybe to get that last set of tires. We'll see Ben Rhodes also pitting. Jack Wood will come down the pit lane as well. So, Ross, what do you think of basically everybody else staying out?
I believe that's the right call. I think, for your leaders up front, Corey Heim, Chandler Smith. Chandler knows he has to win. His team is probably updating him that as Raja moves through the field, that even cut line they had tied with each other, it's now +7 for Raj, -7 for Chandler, while Chandler runs in second, in contention to win races, all 3 races of this round, but that blown tire at Darlington taking him out of any points scored in that race. Now let's go down to Heather DeBow.
And Ty Majeski running in that 8th position. He was told by his team prior to that last restart that he has advanced on driver's points, so he knows that. However, that driver not happy behind that race truck. He said over the radio, "This is ridiculous." So I checked in with his crew chief, Joe Shear Jr., to find out what he was referring to, and Joe said, "We are just not good in dirty air." So that's something they're going to have to work on for their short track package, especially if they make it to the Final Four in Phoenix.
Now let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the NASCAR Racing Network.
We're back to the Magic Mile on a magical day in Loudon, New Hampshire. The weather is just fantastic. Mark Garrow here alongside Ross Chastain and Pat Patterson. Nick Yeoman over there in turns 1 and 2 and doing yeoman work on pit road. Heather DeBow and Alan Cavana. Again, we're working the 7th yellow flag. As they come by the line, there'll be 44 laps to go. Want to talk about right now, we mentioned Chandler Smith. He's losing ground now. Rajah Caruth, 13th. He's got fresher tires than everybody in front of him, so he's going to be moving up, and that gap is going to be getting further and further, deeper and deeper for Chandler Smith, who now it looks like has to win this race. Corey Heim has won 8 times this year. Boy, does he have incentive today to win number 9. Ties Greg Biffle for the most wins in a single season, and this would be a great time to knock out Chandler Smith. If you can knock Chandler Smith out of this playoff, Mister, you don't want to let him into the next round because you could be facing him in Phoenix.
Yeah, those front row motorsports trucks have proven to be so strong. We heard that report from Heather on Ty Majeski, and if you go back to the championship last year at Phoenix, another flat 1 mile track, he won it on older tires in front of Corey Heim, but being in clean air. So Joe Shear Jr. clearly has a truck that works great when it's got downforce on it. We saw that with the 44, Andres Perez earlier, leading laps before contact sent him to pit road. As we look at the choose here, guys, Corey Heim just chose first. Chandler Smith had the second option. He chose to go behind Corey Heim, giving Giro Ruggiero the front row inside of Heim.
So Lane Riggs will line up inside of row 2. To his outside is going to be Chandler Smith. In row 3, inside, Corey LaJoie. Outside, Caden Honeycutt. The next row, inside, Ty Majeski. Grant Enfinger on the outside. And then it's Tyler Ankrum. It looks like it's going to be on the outside of row number 5. And Bailey Curry is going to start on the inside of that row. When they take the green flag, 43 laps to go to decide the winner of the Team ejp-175, and of course finish off the 8 drivers that move on to round 2 of the Craftsman Truck Series playoff.
Here we go. Heim getting a big shove there from Chandler Smith. It's Cruz there in the number 17 cars. They head down into turn number 1.
Yeah, Corey Heim's going to try to wrap around turn number 1. He'll take the race lead over Giovanni Ruggiero. Ruggiero's going to try to hold on to the second spot. Looks like he'll do it. Lane Riggs on the bottom, battling with his teammate Chandler Smith for third into turn 3.
Chandler Smith gets a pop in the backside from Caden Honeycutt. That shoots him past Lane Riggs. He's now
trouble in turn number 3. 3 trucks up into the wall. Matt Crafton is one of them. His caution is out once again.
Also, Ben Rhodes, Christian Eckes involved in that wreck as well. Crafton's truck really got the worst of it.
Wow, that was big down in turn number 1. Ross Chastain, looks like Tony Breidinger's car also received some heavy damage to the very front of it, on the beginning of these.
So it wasn't Eckes, it was Tony Breidinger.
Breidinger,
so
yes,
that's on
exactly.
Me. Yeah.
Yeah, there's Matt. We're looking at Crafton's truck right now, and it is really torn up down there. Really tough afternoon for the 88.
Didn't see how it started, but remember, Matt Crafton, Ben Rhodes, 2 trucks that pitted under that last caution, one of only a half dozen or so trucks that did. Heavy damage to both of those ThorSport trucks. Looks like they will be done for the day, as well as Tony Breidinger. Fluids are pouring from the front of her truck. Andres Perez also spun around, didn't get a look to see how much damage he had. Just a terrible turn of events in stage 3 for Andres.
So, again, this is our 8th yellow flag for 45 yellow flag laps and counting here in the Team ejp-175 at New Hampshire. And tough break for Matt Crafton, who had a very strong truck this afternoon. And Ben Rhodes, they had just pitted. They had to feel like, okay, that's the last time. We'll have fresher tires. Let's see what we can do. Sometimes the gamble pays off, and sometimes it doesn't, and clearly for those 2 drivers it didn't. So we're taking a look at a replay, and somebody on the bottom lost control. That was Tony Breidinger. She just lost it on the bottom, and she went flying up the racetrack. Major contact with the safer barrier, and where were Ben Rhodes and our buddy Matt Crafton just riding on the outside, trying to go around her, and she made sure that lane was shut off in a big way.
Yeah, tough to see how it started. Contact at the end of the straightaway. Looks like she gets turned with Ben Rhodes and Matt Crafton 3 wide on the entry to turn 3. She then goes head on into the turn 3 wall. Big impact for Tony Breidinger. Rear of that truck coming up off the ground. The 2 ThorSport trucks also sandwiched up into the wall. All 3 of those trucks done for the day. But, man, a big impact for Tony. Good to see her give the thumbs up to the safety crew as she walked to the ambulance.
Yeah, her Sunoco truck is pretty well used up right now as they're trying to get that off the racetrack at this particular point. Also trying to get Matt Crafton's wounded machine off the track as well. They'll have to put it on the back end of a wrecker. We'll take a break and come right back to New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
DIYers, ever start a project thinking that this'll be quick, only for it to be anything but? We've all been there, and that's why you need Craftsman, DIYers' most trusted brand. Craftsman's V20 battery works across drills, saws, trimmers, mowers, and over 100 other products from the house to the backyard and beyond. No dead stops, no refuels, just grab, swap, and get it done. Because your project might fight back, but your tools shouldn't. Head to craftsman.com to learn more. Craftsman, build on.
The thrills of NASCAR racing from over 55 years of Motor Racing Network broadcasts.
Bobby Allison brings the race car right down in the middle of the track, crosses the start-finish line, and he will win the 24th annual Daytona 500.
Bill Elliott wins the Hooters 500. Alan Kulwicki, 1992 champion.
MRN Classic Races.
And in the whole pack, steaming for the finish line, Dale Earnhardt wins a Winston 500.
Find all the classic moments on MRN Classic Races on any podcast platform.
Under the yellow flag, 39 laps to go here at New Hampshire for the Craftsman Truck Series cutoff race. Shocker, Corey Heim is our leader. From the Magic Mile, this is the NASCAR Racing Network, home of the tough trucks of NASCAR.
On Thursdays, NASCAR Live goes wide open with some of the biggest names in the sport.
The goal is the same, so the mindset's the same, right? The goal is to win the championship.
And some familiar voices that you might not have heard from in a while.
You know, I thought about going to one of these teams because I'd really like to win the 500.
I never planned any of this to start with, right from the very beginning.
No matter what driver or what era is your favorite, NASCAR Live Wide Open has every corner of the fan base covered. Subscribe now wherever you listen to podcasts.
Local radio brings people together like never before.
It's a beautiful hometown weekend out there. We've got
your local stations keep you informed and involved with music, talk shows, and real-time news updates you can trust. We are live and local. We are America's broadcasters, connecting you to what matters most. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress to support your local radio stations.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to STOP.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
So under the 8th yellow flag of the afternoon, pause for the cause. What is that cause? The Craftsman. Who's getting it done? Pat, do you have a vote right now? Who's getting it done?
I'll tell you, it has been fun watching this race this afternoon, and I think that when I look at the top 10, I'm still right there with Corey LaJoie this afternoon. I think he's had a good afternoon. I don't think, he's been in the top 5. He's raced up front with those guys, and I think that Corey LaJoie has done a nice job of getting it done this afternoon. I don't know if he can get the finish, but so far I think that he's made a good afternoon with his truck.
So what do you think, Ross?
I got to go to Caden Honeycutt. Had those 2 tires earlier. Did not work for that 52 truck. 4 tires, even with everybody going to choose from 4th here. Give me Caden Honeycutt doing what he needs to do to keep that playoff cut line far behind him.
So as we keep track of that, 42 points above the cut line. Ty Majeski, he's safe. Then you have Daniel Hemrick plus 34, Grant Enfinger plus 20, Caden Honeycutt now plus 17, along with Tyler Ankrum plus 9. Right at the cutoff line is Rajah Caruth, Chandler Smith minus 9, and then minus 24 for Jake Garcia. So as this race, again, we're getting ever closer to the end of this race. It looks more and more like Chandler Smith has got to get it done. But he has also been getting it done just about all afternoon, just can't not, at this point, get by Corey Heim. Your yard isn't overgrown, it's ripe with potential. Conquer whatever it throws at you with a Craftsman V20 brushless RP outdoor lineup. More runtime, better performance, and fewer frustrations. See craftsman.com for details. So do you have a yard, Ross, that has potential?
I do. It has
full of watermelons in it.
No, not the yard in North Carolina. We leave the watermelons to my family. They've got that under control. And I've got, I just went to the neighbor and said, hey, when you mow your yard, tell me your price, just mow mine at the same time.
No way. That makes it way too easy.
We just use my Kubota zero turn, though, for that.
Nice.
Mow both yards.
I like that. Work that.
And are we in Kubota orange for practice and qualifying later on?
We are ready to get that car on track. I keep seeing them all go through tech down in the Cup Garage. A rare Saturday later afternoon practice and qualifying session. Really nice to just get a lay of the land here. Watch the modified race this morning, then the truck race here now. Like you said, beautiful scenery looking out of our booth and ready to get on track later after I've kind of couch raced all morning.
Big break for Andres Perez on that yellow flag. He will get the free pass back to the lead lap. So that bad break is now kind of turned around for him a little bit. We look for him as well as he's run. He led 47 laps in the second stage. So as well as he's run, he should be moving his way towards the front. It's been a full day here at New Hampshire in the Magic Mile. What a finish to the Whelen Modified race. Tyler Ripkema beat Justin Bonsignor on the last lap. Bonsignor had the lead going into turn 3. Mr. Ripkema, Tyler Ripkema. Got to keep saying that until I get it right. He goes into turn 3, bam, gives him a shot, sends him up the racetrack. Short track move, right? Hit him square, didn't turn him, just shot him up the racetrack. And then as they exited turn number 4, Justin Bonsignor tried to make the move around him, and Tyler just decided, I'll use up that part of the racetrack too. So those two crash. They crash against the wall. They're locked together and smoking along the wall. They go across the start-finish line, straight out of Hollywood.
If you're going to get your first win, what better way to get it, right? And he got it right here in front of the biggest crowd of modified fans that you'll ever find anywhere on the East Coast.
And so, again, that we have the Craftsman Truck Series race out in front of us right now, and then scheduled for 3 o'clock Eastern Time, the start of Cup Series practice and qualifying for the Mobile One 301, and that'll come up, obviously, almost as soon as this race ends. And then tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern, PRN's coverage of the Mobile One 301 gets underway.
Yeah, I look forward to that. Going to see what everybody's got this afternoon. You know, Ross, when I think about, the practice that you're getting ready to have here in a little while, how much does it help or hurt having all this rubber on for what you have to go through this afternoon?
Well, I'm thankful that the Truck Series is after the Modifieds. Great race this morning, but glad their rubber is long gone, covered up. As we come back to 1 to go here, that rubber, the Goodyear rubber, at least it's the same manufacturer. It's the same company making it. So I look forward to that as Corey Heim and Gio Ruggiero line up on the front row. Nick, what do you see down there?
Yeah, I see drivers trying to clean up those tires. Looks like first 3 on the inside line going to be Ruggiero, Lane Riggs, and then Corey LaJoy. And then some fast trucks on the outside. Corey Heim going to restart as your race leader. The control truck on the outside with Chandler Smith, who, as you guys have documented, it is go time, needs to win this race. And then Caden Honeycutt, third truck on the outside, who is having an outstanding day as well. They're all behind that Toyota Supra Pace car as it heads to turn 3 as we are set to go racing again here in New Hampshire.
So we have Grant Enfinger in the outside line with Tyler Ankrum. Raja Caruth is back there as well. The lights are off. The Toyota Supra Pace car. Eric Johnson at the controls today for NASCAR. He's about to hit the pit lane. We're about to go green with only 33 laps to go in the team ejp-175. And again, they're about to enter the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. Every car, happy owner, Echo Park Automotive.
Corey Heim getting a big shove from the 38 as they head to turn 1, Nick.
Yep, Corey Heim's going to get swifted up off the bottom of the racetrack and runs, though, right in the middle with that momentum and that push from Chandler Smith. Smith's got it reared up. He runs down the back straightaway, pulls even with Giovanni Ruggiero, now passes him as they head into turn 3.
Lane Riggs now putting pressure on Ruggiero for the 3rd spot. Caden Honeycutt looking on, as well as Corey LaJoy and Grant Enfinger. Meanwhile, Chandler Smith now will take his shot at leader Corey Heim. They cross the stripe with 32 to go.
In a situation where he has to win, the only problem is the truck he has to pass the most dominant driver in this sport. That's Corey Heim. Heim's advantage, a healthy 2 to 3 truck lengths off of turn number 2. Chandler Smith digging down the back straightaway. Move Lane Riggs to 3rd as he gets around Giovanni Ruggiero.
45, number 45 with a restart violation there as the field is down in turns 1 and 2. Here comes Heim once again off of turn number 4. He'll continue to hold about a 4-truck lead off of 2nd place Smith.
Everybody single file down the front straightaways. They set up for turn number 1. Chandler Smith drives it in really deep. He took a shot at Corey Heim. He's going to give up a bunch at corner exit. Heim's going to maintain about a 3-truck length advantage. Chandler Smith, though, getting aggressive out here in turn 1.
They've broken away from Gio Ruggiero, who's struggling just a bit. Caden Honeycutt is right there with him with Grant Enfinger, Corey LaJoy. That is a 4-car fight for the 4th spot. The lead trio, though, has left as Bailey Curry is about to serve his penalty after that restart violation.
Looks like there was a truck up against the outside wall spinning around there, guys, exiting turn number 4. Looks like it's the 42 truck of Matt Mills. We'll say, looks like we stay green as for now as the leaders go down the backstretch.
It looks like that Mills is going to get his truck onto the pit road, so they'll hold the green flag, battle up front. Once again, it's Corey Heim by about 4 to 5 truck lengths now. Riggs starting to close in on Chandler Smith here, trying to catch his way back up to run for second.
Yeah, that is terrible news for Chandler Smith. He needs to win this race, and he's got to worry about his teammate, who is looking very fast into turn number 1. Those two teammates separated by about a car length. Smith running the middle of the racetrack. Lane Riggs all the way on the bottom. Chandler Smith will hold off Lane Riggs down the back straightaway.
Need to document that Rajah Caruth restarted 21st 2 yellow flags ago. He has worked his way finally into the top 10. Just lost that spot to Christian Eckes, but right now he is 9 points above the cut line. Chandler Smith, Nick, has got to track down Corey Heim.
Yeah, that's what we call breathing room for Rajah Caruth and panic mode for Chandler Smith, who again has a very, very fast truck. His run in the top 5 for most of this day. The problem is he has been staring at the rear of Corey Heim all day long back into turn 3.
Up front, those 3 run nose to tail. It's a long way back to the 4th position there of Gio Ruggiero. Good battle, though, behind that group as we watch Enfinger and LaJoie and Majeski working their way off the corner and down the front stretch.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Corey LaJoie has had a nice day. This is the battle just outside the top 5. It is 4-6. LaJoie looks to the inside of Caden Honeycutt, who leaves the door open, trying to use the momentum of the outside of turn number 2, but Corey LaJoie is there. They're even down the back straightaway.
He draws alongside the driver's door of Caden Honeycutt at the entry to turn 3. He, of course, trying to hold the bottom of the track, and now as they work out a 4, big run from the outside from Honeycutt. He's able to hold on to that spot as they cross the granite stripe and head back to 1.
Yeah, Corey LaJoie's been stacking those pennies and trying to stack his way to the front of the field. He'll watch Caden Honeycutt run really high into turn number 1. Again, leaving the bottom of the racetrack open for Corey LaJoie. LaJoie, though, doesn't have the run this time up off of turn 2.
Can't make anything happen this time midway down the backstretch. Meanwhile, looking a little further up front, Riggs trying to close in on the 2nd position of Chandler Smith. Looks like he takes 2 steps forward and 1 step back there, Nick, as he tries to close in for that battle.
Yeah, and I think you could say similar for the battle for the race lead, as Corey Heim is just starting to inch his way away from Chandler Smith, this time off of turn number 2. Heim's advantage about 6 truck lengths over Smith, another 4 or 5 back to Lane Riggs in 3rd.
So when they come back across the stripe, 24 laps to go. Why is Chandler Smith in this position? He's won 2 races this year, Bristol and Rockingham, but he's coming off his 2nd consecutive 30th place finish after a problem with the ECU at Bristol, that of course with the engine, a DNF at Darlington as well. So this is a team that probably thought, you know what, if we run just kind of average, we're going to move into the 2nd round. Did not see 2 DNFs, 2 30th place finishes coming like that.
No, and in the Truck Series, in the Craftsman Truck Series, it just doesn't allow you to do that, to have 2. He had enough points coming into this round to have 1. He used that up at Darlington. They did not have the buffer for the ECU to have an issue at Bristol. So no, he's a top 4 truck, a 2nd place running truck today, but I'd say just across the season, he's been in that top 4 battle all year long. Shame to see the points difference that he's got right now, but this race is not over, guys, as we come back to 22 laps to go this time.
And he also fell into the situation where the guy out front has absolutely 0 reason for cutting him a break. If Corey Heim wins this race, he denies Chandler Smith a chance to move on in the playoff, and I think that's a very dangerous truck and driver. So if you can put him out early, it's kind of like when Joey Logano got knocked out at Bristol, 2 years ago? Same thing. If you can get a guy like that out early, you get him out.
I haven't seen a driver in the top 3 levels of NASCAR ever cut anybody a break, let alone that you'll take one of your top competitors out of the next round of the playoffs.
Let's take a look at the top 10 as we go to break here. Corey Heim out in front of Chandler Smith. It's Lane Riggs, Gio Ruggiero, Grant Enfinger, Caden Honeycutt, Corey LaJoie, Tom Majeski, Christian Eckes, and Rajah Caruth.
Hey, I hear you think podcasts are all about true crime, huh? Well, wise guy, the iHeartRadio app's got all kinds of podcasts. We got stuff you should know and stuff they don't want you to know. We got Bobby Bones, Big Boy, and Lou Later. We got SpongeBob Binge Pants and Exotic Erotic Story Time. We got Doughboys, Two Dudes in a Kitchen, Green Eggs and Dan. Hey, we got Elf Quest. We got podcasts for everything on the iHeartRadio app for free. If you don't download that, well, that's not just a true crime, my friend. That's criminal.
NASCAR history.
Petty wins his 200th career NASCAR victory.
Told by the people who made that history.
President Reagan was there. He got us on the front page, and we got him in the sports page. It was a good trade-off from that standpoint.
Motor Racing Network's NASCAR Live presents podcast The Road to Royalty. Jeff Gordon, a colorful career, 50 years of MRN, the 1993 season, Junior's Journey, and more. Search for NASCAR Live on your favorite podcast platform.
From the Magic Mile at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, this is the NASCAR Racing Network, home of the tough trucks of NASCAR.
Inspiring story.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. comes back to the Daytona International Speedway. He will win the Pepsi 400.
I'm just a pilot, man. You know, I just want everybody to be happy. I want to do good, and hopefully all of my dad's fans enjoyed this. This is for all them.
Motor Racing Network's NASCAR Live presents podcast Junior's Journey. Jeff Gordon, a colorful career, 50 years of MRN, the 1993 season, the road to royalty, and more. Search for NASCAR Live on your favorite podcast platform.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and I dedicate a lot of my time going fast. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time-to-talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Corey Heim about to cross the start-finish line yet again as the leader. 16 laps to go. So glad you could join us here on the NASCAR Racing Network. We will take you to the checkered flag here, commercial-free. Let's pick up Corey Heim in turn one.
And again, the advantage continues to grow. It's not by much, but every lap he puts about another half a truck length, maybe a full truck length between himself and Chandler Smith. This time into turn 3, call it 12 truck lengths.
Yeah, you just can't stop what you see in front of you. Haven't been able to do it all year long. Right now, though, Chandler Smith hoping that something will change. Corey Heim gets a little tail happy off turn 4. Here he comes back to the stripe.
Yeah, that's a great point, Pat. It's not like that Corey Heim is taking it easy here in these closing laps. That truck is sideways a lot of times through turns 1 and 2. He likes it loose. He likes it fast. That's why he's won so many races this year. The advantage still healthy over Chandler Smith.
About to be 14 to go. Ross, nothing going good for Chandler Smith. He's in second. Heim is creeping away. And as Corey Heim looks out his windshield, he's got a lot of clear racetrack up ahead.
Yeah, just a few lap trucks ahead. Guys that have had issues will not put up much of a fight at all. And yeah, for Chandler Smith, you're just watching your biggest competitor drive away. That's your main barrier into the next round of the playoffs.
Now let's take a look at that battle for 4th spot in turn 2.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good battle as we see Grant Enfinger running much higher up off the racetrack than Caden Honeycutt. They'll go nose to tail down the back straightaway. Probably the best battle right now, guys, inside the top 10. Enfinger's got it as they head to turn number 3.
Enfinger working with a new crew chief today. That's big for them. They hope to have a nice top 5 run today, and it looks like they've got that at least so far. Here they come back to the stripe.
Yeah, I would say a safe day for Grant Enfinger. Came into this weekend pretty good on points, just needed a solid day, and he is certainly having that. Caden Honeycutt digging hard on the bottom up off of turn number 2. That yellow and black machine of Enfinger still strong enough to hold them off down the back straightaway.
Enfinger 20 points above the cut line. He just needs to settle in and finish this race. He's in great shape. Now we've got just 12 laps to go here at New Hampshire.
Back into turn number 1, it is still Corey Heim by about 10 car lengths over Chandler Smith. Smith, no threat to be challenged by the third place running truck of Lane Riggs. Then Giovanni Ruggiero, who's had a great day running in 4th. And then that battle for 5th that we've talked about, Enfinger and Honeycutt. It settles down this time off of turn 2.
So as they come down to the granite stripe one more time, 11 laps to go in this race. Can somehow Chandler Smith get a miracle on the Magic Mile, track down Corey Heim to make his way into the second round?
Well, his hope right now is that some of this lap traffic holds him up, and the lap traffic is battling. That is Jack Wood and the 42 machine of Matt Mills. They were nose to tail into turn number 1, but Corey Heim just too fast. Got around both of those lap trucks in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, I mentioned real quick that Stuart Friesen back at the racetrack this weekend. Want to be sure to give a big shout out to him. Great to see Stuart here, and great to see, I'm sure, his truck running strong here. Once again, here's the leader back to the stripe.
Yeah, and it looked like the second-place truck of Chandler Smith got held up by that lap traffic, so that was bad news for Smith. Great news for Corey Heim as he continues to charge away with the race lead. It's up to about 14 car lengths down the backstretch.
9 laps to go next time by for Corey Heim. He's got some clear racetrack, and maybe 2 or 3 laps he'll get to the back of the pack in some of these cars back there. But Heim, again, looking smooth, still creeping away ever so slightly from Chandler Smith. Chandler Smith completely frustrated at this point, has nothing for Corey Heim.
Yeah, his championship hopes are getting smaller and smaller, just like Corey Heim's truck is as he looks out of the windshield of that 38 truck off of turn number 2. Continues to dig. Give Chandler Smith a lot of credit. He is pushing hard, just doesn't have anything right now for Corey Heim.
Heim's definitely going to catch some of the lap traffic here as he works his way through 3 and 4 here at the Magic Mile. Back to the front, 8 laps remain here in this one today at New Hampshire.
Just saw Jack Wood come down to pit lane. Looks like he had a tire rub, but all attention for the folks in the grandstands here in turns 1 and 2 is the battle for the race lead. Corey Heim has it off of turn number 2. Chandler Smith and that yellow and blue machine charging up off of turn number 2. Time to start throwing Hail Marys here in the closing laps of New Hampshire.
So Bailey Curry is back there at the back of the pack. Heim will be catching up to him. Spencer Boyd is there as well. Here is Heim now looking to the inside of Spencer Boyd. He'll get by as Boyd moves to the outside. We've got only 7 laps to go.
Yeah, Corey Heim's truck has been very good on the bottom of the racetrack. Just needs this lap traffic to stay high. They are doing that and cooperating right now as he sweeps to the inside of Blake Lothian down the back straightaway. Heim still looking good back into turn 3.
Chandler Smith trying to kind of stay within sight here just in case anything goes wrong whatsoever with Heim up front. Call it about, 15 truck lengths between those two as we come to 6 to go here in New Hampshire.
Yeah, visually I do think Chandler Smith has closed a bit as they both try to navigate through this lap traffic. Again, not close enough to get alongside Corey Heim or maybe even to make him sweat, but certainly I do think on the stopwatch it is shrinking a little bit. Chandler Smith hustles his way past some more lap traffic down the back straightaway.
Bailey Curry up ahead. He had that unfortunate penalty. He was running in the top 10, had a restart violation, so he moves by some slower trucks as they work their way out of 4. Heim to the line, 5 to go. Heim, the gap back to Chandler Smith is now 1 full second.
It has just been a remarkable season for Corey Heim, and you guys touched on the great point. So often when drivers are safe in these playoff races, we wonder, okay, are they going to work and try different strategies? Corey Heim is out here trying to knock guys out, especially competitors like Chandler Smith, who hustles underneath another lap car in turn 3.
Chandler Smith can clearly see the leader. Can he close in even more now off of turn number 4? Here's Smith digging for all he's worth. 4 laps to go here in New Hampshire.
Chandler Smith is not giving up. This time into turn number 1, he's got it down to about 6 truck lengths. He is closing on Corey Heim. Rear end of Heim's truck steps out a little bit at the exit of turn number 2. Chandler Smith trying to put the pressure on in the closing laps.
The gap has been cut to 7/10, so Chandler Smith gained 0.2 of a second that last lap. Doing the math, that gets him to Corey Heim, but can he pass him? Out of turn 4, Heim across the stripe, just 3 miles to go here at New Hampshire.
Back into turn number 1, 1 more lap car for Corey Heim to clear. It's the 45 machine of Bailey Curry, who's really running right in the middle of the racetrack, and I think that's the line that Corey Heim wants. Heim's going to have to trim it short out of turn number 2, battling with that lap car down the backstretch.
Heim goes to the whip now, and he'll make that move around so he can clear himself and have nothing but clean racetrack now. Midway through 3 and 4, here comes Corey Heim back to the stripe. Only 2 more laps to settle it up here in New Hampshire today.
Boy, the sand is running out of the hourglass for Chandler Smith. He has to get around the lap truck and has to run down and pass Corey Heim. This time into turns 1 and 2. It's about a 6 truck length advantage. Chandler Smith going as low as you possibly can through turns 1 and 2. Still not close enough to challenge Heim.
Heim looks through the windshield to turn 3. Nothing there. Looks in his rear view mirror, and there's hardly a dot in the back there. That's Chandler Smith. Has just 1 lap left to somehow pull out a miracle here on the Magic Mile. White flags out. Heim goes to 1 for the final time.
Fans salute Corey Heim as he heads into turn number 1 for the final time. The advantage over Chandler Smith is a healthy 7 truck lengths off of turn number 2. Pull out the cell phones, check the wristwatches. Looks like it's Heim time again, fellas. Corey Heim into turn 3 for the final time.
Corey Heim has had another one of those afternoons when he just cannot be beat. He comes out of turn number 4. Heim is going to take his 9th win of the season. He comes to the checkered flag here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway and picks up the win.
And he denies Chandler Smith a chance to make the second round. Chandler Smith has been knocked out. So has Jake Garcia. So Corey Heim gets his 9th win of the season, ties Greg Biffle for the most wins, the record in a single season, and he denies one of the fastest trucks on the Craftsman Truck Series a chance to move on in the championship chase.
The year was 1993. The NASCAR Cup Series season kicked off with the Dale and Dale show at the Daytona 500.
Dale Jarrett's got the lead. He goes to the inside. Earnhardt's not going to get him. Dale Jarrett is going to win the Daytona 500 by STP. Earnhardt second.
The 1993 NASCAR Cup Series season. All the highs and lows. Relive them all on MRN's exclusive podcast, The 1993 Season. Available on podcast platforms and MRN.com.
We're at the start-finish line.
William Byron on pole position. Green flag is out and we're racing.
We're in the turn.
Here to the inside comes Kyle Larson. He and Hamlin bump.
We're on pit road.
4 tires Sunoco Racing Fuel. The race out from pit road is Denny Hamlin. Eric Jones goes off second.
We are live from the track. The Motor Racing Network, your home for NASCAR racing. Don't miss a lap, pit stop, or side-by-side race for the win. Listen to all the play-by-play action on your local radio station and MRN or NASCAR.com. NASCAR Live Race Day continues on the NASCAR Racing Network.
Thank you for joining us here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We saw a great cutoff race. No surprise, Corey Heim won it, but I am shocked. If you had asked me before the start of the Craftsman Truck Series playoff, and somebody told me Chandler Smith doesn't make it past round one, no way. I would not have believed that.
I agree, Mark. Just so much speed out of that front row motorsports team, but not enough with 2 finishes worse than 30th in this round of 3 races. Not good enough to make it to the next round.
So, Ross, now you're going to jump down out of the booth. You're going to go practice and qualify the Kubota Chevrolet. We won't be able to miss it. It's going to be all orange out there on the racetrack in the bright sunshine here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. So, you're going to let us in on the fact now that you have some kind of secret weapon in setup. You're going to win the pole, and, they drop the rag tomorrow, you're gone.
Maybe we put what's in that 11 truck. I think it would work in any vehicle, I swear, on these NASCAR tracks. But, man, it's been a lot of work for us at Trackhouse. Obviously, to transfer through last week to this round of 12 is a big deal for us. We lost my teammate Shane. But we'll move on, and we did the tire test for Goodyear for Chevy up here earlier in the summer, so definitely a lot of laps ran those 2 days a few months ago, over 700 laps for our Chevy car around here, all different tire compounds. They settled on one, and we've got those notes, and we share those amongst the Chevy group to try to put a bunch of Chevys up front. So if we made the right decisions from that test, I believe we can go really fast this weekend.
2 last things for Ross Chastain. Good luck in qualifying and the race tomorrow, and thank you for being part of the broadcast today.
Always glad to be up here with you guys. A lot of fun. I think it was the warmest spot in New Hampshire in the booth today, so definitely a lot of fun calling these races. And, hey, I did dress for radio today, so I'll tell them myself. Gym shorts and a T-shirt.
All right, Ross, thank you very much.
Thank y'all.
Let's go down trackside to Alan Cavana.
And Raja Caruth is looking at the left rear of his truck. Maybe a little damage there, but you race your way in to the next round. Maybe a little more drama than you wanted. What was this race like for you? You make it in on points.
Yeah, Alan. Definitely was obviously looking at, focusing on our race, but also seeing where the 38 was running and knowing I had to gain points on the 52. So it was kind of best case scenario, 38 didn't win, and we got good stage points, and I don't know where we ended up in reference to the 52, but just proud of my HendrickCars.com and Spire team. We just kept getting better, and the truck was decent. I don't feel like 10th was really indicative of where we should have finished, but that's just kind of how it went with how the tires were today, how those cautions fell, and our strategy. But just proud of the work, and thankful for Mr. H, Miss Linda, everybody at GM and Chevrolet for our tools, and Spire and everybody for building decent trucks for us.
Raja Caruth finishes 10 points above the cut line. Survive and advance. Heather?
And Lane Riggs had already advanced to the next round
via his win at Bristol. Today he brings it home third. You guys brought your baseline setup for Phoenix. Do you feel like you had something that you needed, or are you going to need more come that final round, should you make it to the Final Four?
I wouldn't say it was quite like Phoenix, but I don't know. I feel like this was a solid day. It wasn't the truck's fault, like just the chassis and truck itself. I just kind of missed the setup. So never been here before. I feel like the sim didn't really 100% correlate, so that kind of screwed me up in practice, and just kind of missed the front end. Didn't really turn as good as it needed to all day. So we were a third place truck. We did what we were supposed to do and finished third. Trying to be a good teammate, trying to help Chandler get in. You know, wish he could have got the win, considering, but just glad that both front row motorsports trucks were fast at the end and in contention for it.
That's solid top 5 here for Lane Riggs. Alan?
Uneventful is the best way to describe Tyler Ankrum's race, and that's just what you needed to advance to the next round of the playoffs. How tough was it out there today, knowing we haven't been here in a long, long time?
It was really tough. We weren't very good to start the day, or really just stuck all day long. Weren't very good, so that was unfortunate for us to really perform like that. We wanted to come here and do good. Just got to get a lot better here in the next week before we go to Roval and try to make it to Phoenix.
Some things to work on. Most important, though, he is still in the playoffs. That's Tyler Ankrum. Heather?
And Chandler Smith, unfortunately not making it to the next round, but you finished second. Seemed like you did just about everything you could other than win this race. I know it probably stings in this moment right now, but what's something that you're proud of your performance with you and your team today?
It stings, but it doesn't. It wasn't in the Lord's will, and I'm going to be obedient to him. So I'm super, super grateful for this blessing of an opportunity to meet all the men that's been a part of this group that we assembled so late preseason. They've all impacted me in ways I don't think they'll ever understand. And I pulled them together before the race. We prayed together, told them, hey, no matter the outcome today, it don't define our season, don't define what we've been doing. So I'm grateful. I'm very thankful for everybody on this team. Yeah, it's okay. It's honestly okay. At the end of the day, I'm still racing cars for a living. I'm going to go back home, got my wife and kids right here with me, and got my whole team that's got my back, and I got theirs. We move on to the next race.
A very positive outlook there for the rest of the season for Chandler Smith, who unfortunately does not advance to the round of 8.
2 30th place finishes and a runner-up adds up to 10 points below the cut line. And again,